Well, I was
We're
bonded
on,
out.
we're on the record and cause number 328510. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Jonathan Paul DeRudy. Mr. DeRudy, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. DeRudy, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. DeRudy, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. DeRudy, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. DeRudy?
Guilty.
No,
How you doing?
how are you doing?
Um,
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah, that's what he asked. And you plead no contest.
Okay, Mr. DeRudy, well, Mr. Freeman, you representing Mr. DeRudy in this case, Mr. Freeman. Do you waive a record in Mr. DeRudy's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. DeRudy, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about November 9th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault. Mr. DeRudy, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. DeRudy, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. And on page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials JD on a line next to a box that's titled Nola Contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification to Defendant's Right of Appeal, there is a signature at the above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document as well?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked at the top of this document, states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And Mr. DeRudy, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. DeRudy, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. My attorney went over everything with me before.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir. He went over everything with me, Your Honor.
Okay, now, did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Now, now is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
State. I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you also like to offer State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Without objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Freeman, you've advised and counseled Mr. DeRudy. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. DeRudy, your attorney, Mr. Freeman, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Mr. DeRudy, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The agreement is for 24 days county jail with credit for time served, tax and retire court costs.
Mr. DeRudy, the state is offering that you serve 24 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 24 days in jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served.
Yes, sir.
The court cost in this case is $387, but you would not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. DeRudy, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Absolutely.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. DeRudy, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. DeRudy, this will conclude your case. Mr. DeRudy, you can follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you both, y'all.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
We'll be